G'day guys, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I'd do a quick market snapshot, a nice 5-6 minute bite-sized video, just to discuss the latest report sent out by Cotality for all data to week ending 25th of January 2026. First chart here, no surprise to see the states that we see featured here. For the weekly change price increase, we see Perth at 0.5%, 0.5% already in a week, every week so far this month. Brisbane doing at about 0.4% a week increase, and Adelaide doing about 0.3% increase. That is incredible statistics. As we cast our eyes to the monthly change, no surprise there that we see Perth looking at about 1.7% growth so far in the month of January, Brisbane 1.5%, and Adelaide 1.1%. Now, guys, I am rolling those figures off my tongue like it's normal, and we have been spoilt for choice since COVID with growth in this country, but they are some incredible figures given that the long-term average is about 7 to 8% growth. When you're looking at states that are doing 1.7, 1.5 and 1% growth in a month, you average that out over a 12-month period and you could be potentially looking at a circa 20% growth in that state, in the right suburb, and that would dramatically increase your equity base, allowing you to pull that equity out, leverage into further assets. That is my investor lens and my investor mind talking. So year-to-date change, obviously 2026 is a new year. It's very, very young into the year. So Perth still doing about 1.6% growth this year so far. 1.3% for Brisbane and Adelaide at 1%. And the 12-month change there, again, no surprise to see those top three states leading the pack there. If we cast our eyes further down the page to the next chart, we see the 28-day rolling change home value index between the combined regionals and the combined capitals. No surprise to see that the combined regionals have outperformed the combined capitals. As an investor, I look at that for a number of reasons. So affordability has been stretched, so people look to go out to the major regional areas, purchase there. Price caps allow people to go out to the regionals as well and purchase there within their budget. Better yields generally for investors as well. We see a lot of investor activity taking place around a lot of regional areas. Think Melbourne, think New South Wales, think Hobart, and the standout places like regional Queensland, regional Western Australia have been on fire for those that have been keeping an eye on the market. So no surprise to see the combined regionals performing better than the combined capitals. I personally targeted the regionals of a couple of different states in 2025, and I will look to continue to do so as an investor in 2026. Guys, if we look at a snapshot of the capital city properties listed for sale for the last 4 weeks, this is a beautiful snapshot and a beautiful indicator of the supply constraints that we face in this country. So if you look at, we'll start with Sydney. There are 3,977 new listings for New South Wales with a population of 8.6 million. So even if you look at the total listings of 15,400, that is such a small percentage for the amount of population in that state. Similar story in Melbourne. New listings is circa 4,500. Total listings is circa 19,000. And again, there is a 7 million population strong in that capital. Brisbane, not a better story there. 2,691 new listings, 7,200 total listings, population of 5.7 mil. And to round it out, Western Australia, which has got an extremely tight supply line on the market at this point in time. 2,253 new listings, circa 6,000 total listings for a population of 3 million and growing. So that is a snapshot of the massive supply constraints that is keeping pressure under housing prices in this country. So if we look at the 12-month percentage change of listings, and we can see, if we cast our eyes across the chart, across every capital city, we see the new listings in black, the total listings in purple, and they are all in the negative territory. Means there is a lot less listings coming onto the market. The demand is increasing, and when demand increases and supply is limited, we see price growth. So, and no surprise to see Perth, Brisbane, Hobart, Darwin, and Adelaide all in the massive negative territory, with Sydney and Melbourne as well not featuring much better. So that's another interesting chart for us to look at. The last chart here on this page is the number of homes for sale between combined capital cities. Again, just summarising the top two pictures that we've seen on this page, and it's just a nice line graph to show us the continual trajectory heading in the wrong direction in terms of supply, but in the right direction in terms of if you're an investor and you already hold assets in the current market, as the supply constraint will increase pressure and increase capital growth for your asset. The final page I wanted to touch on, guys, is just looking at the capital C properties listed for rent for the last 4 weeks, and again, it doesn't paint a pretty picture if you are a renter. Again, Sydney, 10,600 new listings for rent, circa 24,000 total listings. Again, guys, a near on circa 9 million population. Melbourne, again, 10,400 new listings, 22,000 total listings for a population of about 7 million people. Brisbane and Perth, again, similar stories. And we see here, if we cast our eyes across the percentage change, we see that, again, total listings have been down. New listings have been down, with the exception of Hobart. New listings have actually gone up 11% for rent. Now, as an investor, I look at that and say, well, maybe there's been a lot more investor activity in Hobart, meaning investors are purchasing property, listing them for rent, so that's why we see rental stock increase. Now, that is one of the key metrics that I look at as a investor. When we start to see rental pressure and rental increase, we definitely start to see pressure build in that market, which translates into capital growth down the track. So that's one to keep an eye on, guys. And I know for a fact, I'll do another video about Hobart soon. We have seen a lot of investor activity already happening in Hobart, as it is now perceived as the perceived affordability capital city in Australia. So, guys, look, I hope you enjoyed this bit of a snapshot. Remember, look, there is data everywhere. There is data all around us. It's just about interpreting that data. And then once you've interpreted that data correctly, using that data combined with other research platforms, knowledge from the ground, to make an informed and educated decision as to where to move your investor capital. So, guys, if you want a video similar to this, or if you enjoy this sort of content, please let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.